And I'm already done because I can't share anywhere. All done, Sharon. All done. Welcome to the YouTube, the one and only YouTube. You can only watch this from YouTube. This is now a invite only. So, freaking stupid. But that's why we're going to talk about fear. I'm going to grab a fan. Sorry about that. I should have prepared better. Yes, I'm in my pajamas. I'm still sick. You're lucky I love you guys. All right. All right. Is chat working? Chat me up. Chat me up. So what I did is I just sent everybody the link. You know, some people aren't YouTube fans, and I'm doing what I can. I'm doing what I can. Um, all right. All right. So, hello. Yay, it's working. Hello, my friend Lori. But see, the cool thing now is it'll just be people here that want to be here, not bull crap stuff. You know, and I don't really want to get into you know. I'll just make it pretty plain and clear. Somebody accused my video of having sexual content, and when it comes to sexual content, there is no appeal or anything like that, especially when it's put against a male. You know, um, and then the same is true though. The in reverse, sometimes these girls speak up and they speak out, and we don't fucking believe them. You know, so the same is true, and this is all fear, man. Fear of what might happen. In this case, it's the fear of being caught with what they're doing, and I'm not a person to mince the truth. Um, I've done a lot of things to ensure that what I'm doing is right. And that's all I'm ever going for. And even with this, I did nothing but think of other people. I've got some friends, they don't like YouTube. They don't want it on their phone because their kids get to their phone. And I am not set for I marked me as unsafe for children. I swear a lot. I bring up a lot of things that kids probably shouldn't hear about. It wouldn't be appropriate. So I try and think of all these things, but um, okay, I'm going to ignore my phone. Well, I got to check this one. The other thing I want to say real quick is it was more. Okay. It was my friend that doesn't like YouTube. Um, you know, um, I'm gonna go into Alcoholics Anonymous. I'm gonna go into the book and we're gonna go to page 62. Is where we're gonna head. Um, let's do some introductions. Welcome to the Daily Trudge. My name is Dion. I usually don't sound like this. Oh, I was thanking everybody for reaching out and supporting me and saying, yeah, we know it. I'm not worried that people are going to buy it. The people that know me know. If you're here, please say hello. Um, I'm 53 and I don't have time for girl shenanigans. I love my wife. I love my wife. I've loved her since I was 17 years old. And it isn't so much that people are saying Dion is doing this. is that you're affecting my wife. And that's not smart. I'm willing to go to jail for my wife. I'll put aside bail money. All right. That's why I'm saying it here. All right. Being convinced that we are at step 3, I'm going to start on page 60. Being convinced we're at step 3, which is that we decide to turn our will and our lives over to the care of God as we understood them. Just what do we mean by that, and just what do we do? The first requirement is that we be convinced that any life run on self-will can hardly be a success. On that basis, we are almost always in collision with something or someone, even though our motives are good. And this is what I see a lot going on, man. I just see a lot of people whistling in the dark to keep their hopes up, when inwardly, they'd give anything. But see, now the popularity is too big. Woo! Must be a load to carry. I don't miss it. I don't miss it. I don't. You know, most people try to live by self-propulsion. Each person is like an actor who wants to run the whole show. He's forever trying to arrange the lights, the ballet, the scenery, and the rest of his players in his own way. And this is true even when I am trying to do the right thing. It's still there. It's still there, right? Which is why I need a higher power, because I'm gonna, now I'm not gonna go so far as to say I will fuck this up, because I'm pretty astute, and I've learned my lesson, man. I've learned my lesson, and trying to push people to do something, it doesn't work. It doesn't seem to work. That's why I like the attraction rather than promotion. I don't want somebody to come here and feel like they were fooled into listening to me. I don't want that. I don't want it. Okay? I know that God has a plan. I know it. And even sometimes, even I went through it today. I'll tell you, earlier, before I tried to go live, do you know what happened? Okay, my phone never does this. It called my sponsor, and then I couldn't go live. It was not by accident. That was not by accident. I did not accidentally call him. No, God called him for me, because he knows I want to do the right thing. See, God will always have your back. I even had to ask that question. And a friend reached back out to me, and they told me, because I'm like, where's God in all this? I need to know. And they let me know where God was in all of it. And I'm okay. And I'm fine with that answer. Why? Because it's God. And he hasn't done anything to me that would make my life worse or harder. Sometimes I feel like God gives me a little more than I can handle, so I'll reach out to my people. He doesn't know. But he's not going to so inundate me. If only people would do as he wished, the show would be great. Everybody, including himself, would be pleased. Life would be wonderful. No, it wouldn't. It wouldn't. Because I wouldn't be satisfied with that. I would just make something up. Okay? I would make something up in order for it to go wrong. Why would I do this? So I could drink. In trying to make these arrangements, our actors may sometimes be quite virtuous. He may be kind, considerate, patient, generous, even modest, and self-sacrificing. On the other hand, when he doesn't get what he wants, that part's not in there, okay? But on the other hand, he may be mean, egotistical, selfish, and dishonest. But as with most humans, he is more likely to have varied traits. I have varied traits. Sure, I have a couple of varied traits. I should be drinking that. I should be drinking water. Um, you know, the instincts that I have when I get sober are they can be so overriding that if I don't have somebody in my life that comes along and says, hey, Dion, quit chasing the skirt and chase God, dude. When I got here, I was 18. I'm 45 now. And, chase God. When I took care of my spiritual malady, the rest just fell into place. Well, what usually happens? Well, the show doesn't come off very well. He begins to think life doesn't treat him right. He decides to exert himself even more. He becomes on the next occasion still more demanding or gracious, as the case may be. Still, the play does not suit him. Admitting he may be somewhat at fault, he is sure other people are more to blame. He becomes angry, indignant, self pitying. What is his basic trouble? Is he not really a self seeker even when trying to be kind? I have to watch this. Even to this day, yes. I double check everything. I have to. I have to. You know, is he not a victim of the delusion that he can wrest satisfaction and happiness out of this world if he only manages well? It is not evident that the rest of the players that these are things he wants, and do not the actions of uh, and do not his actions make each of them wish to retaliate, snatching all they can get out of the show? Is he not, even in his best moments, a producer of confusion rather than harmony? And there it is. There it is. That's the question I have to ask. Am I going to cause more confusion or harmony? Is this the right thing? Because sometimes your action will actually cause more confusion than harmony, but it's still the right thing. Like reporting when somebody has done something wrong. It's going to add confusion. People are going to defend themselves. They're going to do certain things. This is fear. It's fear. Fear that we're going to, there's a couple kinds of fear. We tend to think, so the number one fear amongst alcoholics and addicts is this, that you're going to get caught. That's the number one fear. And I know it, I know it, I know it. What am I trying to bring into this world? What am I really fucking doing? Am I making it better? Does a little bit of confusion add up to some harmony? These are questions for God. These are questions that I go to my higher power with. Because there's been some times when keeping my mouth shut was actually what I needed to do. Okay? Because I will confuse justice with what I want. I do it all the time. I want my feelings to be fact. I know they're not, but I want them to be. I'm going to be honest. But I know that about me. Okay? It's a fault, and I know it. So I work with it. Yeah, harmony. Harmony, love. That's where all of this comes from. If it's not that, it's not recovery. All right. And that makes it simple. And I need simple. Our actor is self centered, egocentric, as people like to call it nowadays. He's like the retired businessman who lolls in the Florida sunshine in the winter, complaining of the sad state of the nation. The minister who sighs over the sins of the 20th century. Politicians and reformers who are sure all would be utopia if the rest of the world would only behave. The outlaw safecracker who thinks society has wronged him, and the alcoholic who has lost all and is locked up. Whatever our protestations, are not most of us concerned with ourselves, our resentments, and our self-pity? Yes. See, we only change when it hurts. We could use the fentanyl crisis for this. See, when I first got when I got my CAC back in the 90s, 1 in 10 families were affected by drugs and alcohol. And now, every single person I meet, and I don't know that that's a true statistic or not, but it seems like everybody I've ever met is now affected by drugs or alcohol because of the fentanyl crisis. They know somebody that has overdosed. See, sometimes I have to make it hurt, so they'll change. No, please don't take that wrong. I don't have the best words today. So, and that isn't about being mean or rough, but it is about being able to talk plainly about what's going on in their life. Yeah. I needed a new way of life. I needed a different decision-making process. And AA and therapy gave that to me. I needed both. I needed both. I did. Still need both. I still need professionals in my life. You bet. So here we go. Selfishness, self-centeredness. Hi, Amber. I'm glad you made it. Selfishness, self-centeredness, that we think is the root of our troubles, driven by 100 forms of fear. Not by accident, that leads to procession. So, driven by 100 forms of fear, self-delusion, self-seeking, and self-pity, we step on the toes of our fellows and they retaliate. Sometimes they hurt us, seemingly without provocation, but we invariably find that at some time in the past, we have made decisions based on self, which later place us in a position to be hurt. What does that mean? It means I'm not going to get away with anything in this world. Right? Zoom bombers are a direct reflection of me crank calling people when I was younger. I'm paying a price for something I did when I was younger. That's what I believe. That's why I don't get that mad about them. They're just where if you were here the other day, we had somebody bomb. They ended up reaching out because God doesn't make mistakes. I'm going to tell you, you end up here. There's a very, very good reason for it. And I know that. And I know that. I've always been that way. You know, even in my own family. When my parents came and said they were getting divorced, and all the other kids cried, and I said, yay, maybe everybody would be a little bit happier because you two suck together. I've known that for years. Just now figured that out. I was 15. Now they're with the people that they should be. I believe that. I love my stepdad, Roger. So our troubles, we think, are basically of our own making. They arise out of ourselves, and the alcoholic is an extreme example of self-will run riot, though he usually doesn't think so. Above everything, we alcoholics must be rid of the selfishness. We must, or it kills us. It doesn't just kill us. It might kill other people. Right? So what fears are we really talking about? We're talking about, there's really two fears. Fears that you're afraid you're not going to get what you want, or the fear that you're going to lose something. Yeah. You know what I found out? When I don't do stupid shit, I just don't have that much fear. When I don't lie, when I don't manipulate, I find that I don't really have that much fear. The fear that I get is trying to walk through things that are a little bit tougher. That's the fear that I have. Doing things that are unknown. Okay. But everything I'm doing is not unknown. Even the halfway house, the transitional living house that we're calling it now, Even that's not new to me. No, this is I took it right out of the 12 by 12. I went through a program myself. And there's other programs that are like it in the state. Fort Lyon. They're more government, but they got the idea. I'm stealing it. I steal what I know works. Because why do I know it works? Because I experienced it. I've experienced it. I've been there. Yeah. I know what it's like to have a home group that you go to, that there's also Al-Anon and Alateen there. I know what it's like to go to an AA convention and see hundreds and hundreds of your fucking friends. It's moving. It's an experience you must not miss. And that's part of why I do what I do. I want you to experience it. Because if you experience it, then you're going to join me on the broad highway. Not many people left up here, man. God makes that possible. Hallelujah, man. Hallelujah. God makes it possible. My higher power made it possible. Nothing, no better of an answer that I could ever come up with, you know. And there often seems no way of entirely getting rid of self without his aid. I think we're being a little nice here. That's right. They were a little nice in it. They were. Right. Many of us had moral and philosophical convictions galore, but we could not live up to them even if we would have liked to. Neither could we reduce our self-centeredness much by wishing or trying on our own power. We had to have God's help. Right? So let's get to the answer here. Let's get to the answer. This is the how and why of it. First of all, we had to quit playing God. It didn't work. That's the first action. It's the first defaulty thing that I need to get rid of. To think that my experience can change, you know. That, and I understand that. I have a superhero complex. I know that. I know I do. I've always wanted to be a superhero, right? But I wanted to be more like a vigilante, like Batman, you know, than the goodness of, like, let's say, Spider-Man, like the Punisher, you know. But what are these? These are dreams. It's made up. Doesn't exist. Yeah. Can one person make a difference? Yeah. Can I change the world? No. Can I change my community? I'm going to try. I'm trying. It's a goal God's given me. And it's relentless. It's relentless. It does not stop. You know, and I have a lot of trust in my higher power, and it always happens. It always happens. You know, even today, people are like, Dion, because I want justice. I want it. You bet up your ass I do. But that it's not justice, it's revenge, which makes it no good. I know that, but I still want it. Now, why am I saying that? Because I know you go through this too. It's hard to bring up. It's hard to say in front of other people. I don't want you to feel alone. I get intrusive thoughts all the time. Yeah. I don't listen to them. All right. Next, we decided. We made a decision. That's all we had to do. I found my higher power did not make hard terms. He knew I wanted it. He knew how willing I was. Or she. God was going to be our director. He is the principal and we are his agents. This is the one that got me. He is the father and we are his children. Most good ideas are simple, and this concept was the keystone of the new and triumphant arc through which we pass to freedom. What's a keystone? Well, a keystone is the final piece of an arc that keeps it all together. Without the keystone, it all falls apart. It's the rock that's real on the very top of that ark. And without this keystone, crumble. Without God, crumble. Or as Mr. Miyagi would say, squish like grape. I hope that wasn't too sexually oriented. A little pissed. Sorry, I don't like it when people's, yeah, you know how it is. Okay, I'm over it again. See, it'll come in flashes. So. All right, well, I'm getting pretty wore out. And Dion hasn't been to a meeting in 2 days. I'm going to a fucking meeting. I'm going to go rest up for a few minutes. I'm going to go to a meeting. I may not say anything, but I'm going to go. So, I'll probably lie in bed and sweat, but I'm going to go. Before I head out, there are a lot of people that reached out today and over the last few weeks, and I want you to know that I really do appreciate everything that everybody supports me in. You know, it's like it. You know, I've got a whole nother side to my family, and there's 2 cousins that I talk to, and I made that new one. They're like, "Oh, you're going with Barlow," and I'm like, "Yeah, just for incognito. Nobody on the Barlow talks to me." They're like, "Oh, okay," you know, because they won't get into that. But there I am. And I think that was causing more confusion than harmony. Darn it. I think I'm taking myself too seriously. Yeah. I love you. I love you. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up. I love you. Thanks for being here. It only took me 5 hours to figure it out, but I got it. I love you. Peace out.